Welcome, this is your Elliott Wave update for HBAR as well as the trade update I'm currently in. Well, first, this is my primary account. We bottomed here in January of 23, then had our A wave up. Looks like we got a triangle and we're extending up to the 1-to-1 as an ABC. That pivot is pulled from the bottom of the A to the top of the A off the E leg for the 1-to-1 extension. And anticipating the possibility that we get an extension up to around 30 cents. Time will tell if we get this. All depends what happens in this area. I'll explain in a moment. The 1-to-1, we have a little bit of resistance here between June and July of 21 as well as February of 21. But the most important resistance is right here between 20 and 27 cents. So we'll see what happens up in this area, but right now just targeting the 1-to-1, our standard extensions. Alternatively, this one's almost invalidated as soon as we break this wave A high I had labeled before, the ending diagonal, as well as the bullish triangle, which I hope we do not get. This would be brutal to trade. So going back to my primary count, go down to the 4-hour. It's the bottom of our E leg here. Our count starts from there. We have a 1-2. Lower degree 1-2, and potentially another lower degree 1-2. So if this pans out, this is why I expect those extensions potentially. When this bottoms, we can really take off, come out of the pitchfork, and get pretty impulsive. If you want to throw a pitchfork on, it helps you make sure the trend stays intact. That's from the C leg, the D, and the E. And that's just a regular pitchfork, not modified or anything. So as long as we stay within this pitchfork, this trend is valid. I'm going to switch over to MEXC, which is right here. This is that last one too I showed you down on the 15-minute. It's a very nice 5-wave sequence. We had our 1-2, our third came up just shy of the 0.618, our fifth came up to the 200 extension. We've now pulled back. We're sitting between the 236 and the 382 of this wave. And as of right now, it's looking quite bullish, but there's a couple things I've been trying to decipher with this current correction. Looks like it needs more upside. That's clear to me. These are 3-wave moves, nothing impulsive to the downside, so looks very good. For more upside. This is my current trade setup on the channel trading account. Got into this trade on December 20th. There's my entries and stops currently. And this was a 18-to-1 risk reward as long as we make it up to 16 cents. You can check back on previous videos if you want to see all those entries I took. Now, I've been looking at this one since I got home. Happy holidays, everybody. I just got back from my parents' place. Just wanted to update you guys on this action. So from this third 1-2 potential, this has been bugging me because we're trying to get a WXY, but this wave bugged me here. It looks like it's impulsive, but we got a 3-wave move here. I know your first instinct is to say, okay, we got a 335. It's a flat. But there's a problem with that because if you follow Elliott Wave to the T, follow every rule, in order for it to be a flat, we need our B wave to reach at least 70% of the A wave. So I put that on. I'm going to make that bright white there so we can see, extend that out. We put that on for the length of our A wave, and you see we haven't reached the 70%, so it can't be a flat. It can't be a 335. We haven't reached there in log scale or linear. So that was bugging me for a while. I was trying to figure out what it is. This is where Elliott Wave is helpful. It did hit off the 618, but not the 70. We need at least 70% retracement for that to be a flat. So the best fit I have for that, it's still an ABC, but it's a zigzag. I'm going to show you what I mean there. It's the only way the count works in my mind for this to be a zigzag, and that's a We either have a really minute one too. This is where getting down to the 15-minute level can be difficult. Or this is a 1, 2, 3. We have a running flat here. 4, 5, like this. It fits. It doesn't invalidate a expanded B wave there. So it does fit, and there's no overlap. As you can see, if this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we had a 3-wave move up, 5 down, ABC zigzag. So that works. That's the only way that count works. So now we can consider this a W wave here. We have a 3-wave pattern for our X, and we're working on our Y. Now this one, we could get a zigzag here, and we can get a flat here. This one does work. As you can see, we hit the 70%, so that one's fine to be a flat. So we have an A, B, but we need another wave down to complete. So we have an A, B, looking for our 5th wave down to complete this ABC. So looking for one more wave down or a double bottom to complete this as a WXY. If you want to be able to do this stuff yourself, I suggest getting some Elliott Wave material and really memorizing the rules, because you can see, I know it's not a big deal. It doesn't look like a big deal, but it matters for trade setups. For example, I know this doesn't fit. If this is a flat, it can't be a flat. And if we get a WXY, we're either getting a double zigzag, zigzag here, or this is a flat and we're done. If it's a flat and we're done, I know we only have one more wave down to complete before we make that next push to the upside, which is very important. Now, nothing says we have to get that move to the upside. We can fail here. But where we fail here is this becomes an A wave in a larger correction, or a W wave in a larger correction. We then come back to our 618 and we make another correction to the downside. Just gets extended out. But looking into this correction and destructing it this way will give you a clearer path of what we can expect. Now, initially I said I was hoping to hold this low, and I was going to move my stop, but because we need that one more low, I think I'm just going to leave it where it is at the low. I have here at 8253. I'm just going to leave it currently, let this finish out. Not going to add yet, but if we get a nice rejection at this bottom, we pull back up and we break this previous support or previous resistance, and then we come back in a nice correction sideways. I might look to add to my position size here with my gained equity here and put my stop at that low of the Y for the move to the upside, because it looks very good. I'd love to get a larger position size. So as long as this happens this exact way, I can get confident about it, and I can take my original equity there and add to the position size here. I'll be able to profit more on the trade overall. Hope that makes sense. Now, one more thing here. Let me get rid of these. Say we don't get this, right? Say we don't get that 5th wave. That's also another thing that took me a long time in Elliott Wave to keep other things in mind. I'd be saying, well, we have to get this wave, right? We have to. You get so convinced of these things. But when you realize that these things can just extend out, X waves tend to be the largest wave in a WXY. It's not a rule, but they tend to be. So as of right now, it wasn't even 100% of this first W wave, right? So when I see that, the first thing I can say, okay, what if we don't get this last 5th wave down here for this flat? say, okay, then we're probably still in the X wave. And we can go as high as the 1.618 extension of this W wave before it's invalidated. And all I do there is pull the W wave length. Most common is between the 1.236 and 1.382. I'm going to put those in orange. That's usually how I do it, so it stands out to me. But we can go as high as the 1.618. Throw that in red. So that's our ideal spot for a expanded X or B wave. So this 3 wave can actually turn into a flat or a double zigzag. So we can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. And then we can get another correction to the downside, and this whole Y wave has to move over before we attempt to make a move to the upside again. So just thinking ahead in real time about these corrections and how to navigate them can really help your trading, because you can say, okay, if this happens, then my entry is going to be like this. If that happens, my entry is going to be like this. Like my mindset right now is if we get this 5th wave down and we get a nice V-cup bottom, we find support on this previous resistance, I'm in, stop at low. Easy, right? When you're aware of that and you're still like, okay, what if it goes up? And if you're not aware of these things, you think, oh, I got to buy the breakout. It's breaking out above. I have to buy that breakout. And then you over leverage yourself, fuck yourself, and it comes right back like this and kills your trade, right? Or your position size when you could have gotten a nice trade over here to the upside, right? Anyways, I know it was a bit of a tangent, but I just wanted to explain sort of what I do in middle of corrections. These aren't ideal trend lines for like a triangle, but nothing says it can't be a triangle. We always look for the 618 retracement. I believe we've already passed that here. Excuse me, sorry, it's taking a little long. Yeah, we've already passed the 618, but the second most common is the 786. 786. I really got to program these to make templates. Sorry, guys. So we're at the 786. So we're at the second most common target for this to turn into a triangle, which, as you can see, we have 3, 3, 3. We could get 3, 3, then we go. See what I mean? All these options are possible. This is the one I want to happen right away because it's the fastest. Keeps us in that larger, on the upside channel of that larger pitchfork I showed you on the 4-hour. So this is what I want to happen so we can just take off, right? Otherwise we got to wait and wait and wait, and it's frustrating. I do not suggest trading in these areas unless you're very confident. And I mostly suggest trading C waves. So if I saw this three wave move, and you saw this 3 wave move, this would be a good scalp trade. This right here would be a good scalp trade, but only this leg, right? If you're scalping daily. All right, guys. So that's it for HBAR. Real quick, if I wasn't in this trade, I'm looking to get in. I want to see that 5th wave move down to complete the WXY. Break this level and either buy the breakout, stop at that low if you're impatient on that one, or wait for a little retest on that area and buy in this area, stop at that low. You'll just get a little better position sizing if it doesn't break out. Other than that, if we don't get that, looking for this to come up here, come back, then go. Same thing, I'd be looking for the trade setup like that, a break of resistance, and then find support on that resistance, and stop would go at that low, entry in this area. But that's it for HBAR at the moment, guys. I hope we just get this 5th wave down so I can add to this entry. But I'm going to leave it as is because we could just do a little stop hunt there. Again, we're not even at the 382 of this retracement, so I'd like to see this 4th hold but we're not even at the 382, so a lot can happen here. All right, guys, but it is looking bullish, which is a good sign. All right, guys, that's it for this one. Check out my other entries if you'd like. Got stopped out on one earlier. It's a brand new account, so you're going to expect a couple losses in the beginning while these winning trades run. But I'm in 6 currently. There's my unrealized profit in the all 6 trades at the moment, but we're all in areas where we're expecting breakouts, so it should happen within the next couple days where this fluctuates quite a bit. All right, guys, that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, and subscribe if you want to see the other trades.